Haha, back for another week. Welcome to the show. I'm Yonni Root.
And I'm just Terryl. You ever been at a bar and overheard two people having crazy conversations?
Probably not about what we're about to talk about, but we are those guys. We've been having these conversations since college.
Yes, it's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast, the Married at First Sight Recap Edition. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review. And if you're on YouTube, hit the bell for notifications and be sure to drop a comment.
You know, the way you took a deep breath before you said, the Married at First Sight Recap Edition. That's something you never thought you'd have to say with this, and I'm so glad you got to read that one today.
Yes, that's why it's so freaking painful. 2 damn hours. Every episode is 2 hours.
Yes, thank you, Deneen, for pointing that out. I didn't think Terrell was going to look in the comments, and apparently he did.
I did.
Well, you know, here's the thing, though. We've hit a milestone this weekend, and we're men of our words. So if you've been a long-time listener of Regular Guys Random Thoughts, then you know what we're about to say. So if you're listening on your favorite podcast app and you're new to the show or watching on YouTube, be sure to check out our regular episode next Monday, because in the words of Tyrion, a Lannister always pays his debts.
I drink and I know things.
One of my favorite quotes from him. You know, to get you caught up as to why Terrell has so much disdain when he's talking about reality TV. He's not a big reality TV fan, right? So, and he made a deal with the devil that he would never watch The Bachelor until they had a black bachelor. Lo and behold, you know, after the pandemic or in the middle of the pandemic, they said, hey, meet Matt James. So Terrell was stuck watching The Bachelor. I went along as the friend, watched it with him.
Open eye kisser.
And now he's got to pay, you know, he's got to return the favor. And now he's watching one of my favorite shows, Married at First Sight. And here we are, week 3, overall thoughts. Let's go in order of appearance of the couples, Brett and Ryan.
Brett and Ryan. So I was curious, and I mentioned this last week, that, you know, he has a certain standard of what he looks for. So when she came out, I was wondering what that interaction was going to be. But just basic observations, I think Ryan's a Trump supporter, Brett's a Biden supporter, and they're going to clash. If someone were to call me right now and say Ryan had a dead body in his trunk for 6 weeks, I'd believe it. Because the dude just he just has this weird look in his face. I'm like, this dude is crazy. And when he was talking to her friends, trying to know, that was the most uncomfortable for him, because you can tell he just did not have interest in talking to them. Right. And I think it's probably because of how they looked.
Brett was definitely a lot more attractive than she was in the lead up to her wedding day. Okay? I will say that off the rip. She was definitely attractive. I'm like, all right, I see it. But to your point, Ryan, I noticed this when they were taking their pictures. He's got a serial killer's smile. You know, yeah. It's just a dead smile, like, All right, big smile, Ryan's got issues, and this is going to make for a great season, I think, with them, and we'll see. So, Jose and Rachel, I know you were kind of bullish on these two, kind of both ways. You were kind of tipsy-turvy on this.
Well, I wasn't for sure, because I just didn't have enough footage. After watching the wedding and the reception, it was funny because Jose is just, you know, smitten with how good Rachel looks. And then Rachel's like, you know, I'm not all about looks. I just wanted somebody with a good personality, and I got just what I wanted. I was like, damn, you said that to his face. And you could tell his whole body language was just like, and so but his true colors are starting to show, because I think the whole perfectionist thing about him, because maybe he didn't feel that he was as attractive as he would want people to look at him, he's been successful in other ways, and just this dominant personality. Like when he asked her, well, where do you live? And she goes, I live in the Galleria, but I work in, I think she said, Rosenberg. And he was like, so when's your lease up? And to me, that was a dig. It was more like, okay, so you renting or do you own? Mm-hmm. And then the fact that she rents and he probably owns, he's judging.
Just asking.
Yeah, just
asking.
Yeah, so, and it's probably that defense mechanism that he has when, if people don't think he's cute, then he's like, well, I have more money than you, or I have this, or I have the status.
I get what I want.
You know, F you for, I know what I want and I get what I want. So I was just waiting for him to go, girl.
I did see on Twitter people like, hey, I think that he may want Rachel's brother instead. what I will say is, and I was not going to judge him in that way because, the nerves that you have to be, I mean, think about it. If you were standing there about to marry somebody, you have no idea who's about to walk down the aisle, you'd be a little nervous too, and your body may do some things that somebody else may look and say, I wonder what he really wants. But
I think it was because the bridesmaids first. I didn't mean to cut you off, but when the bridesmaids came in, I'd have been like, oh, shit.
You could never judge the bride by the bridesmaids. Here's the problem. If all the bridesmaids walk in and they're drop dead gorgeous, turn around and run because she's the ugly friend. If all the bridesmaids are ugly, you go, all right, thank God, because she's got
the hot one of the group.
There's got to be one cute one in the group, and it's got to be her. Now, our favorite couple. Oh my God, he's bald. Gil and Myrla.
Why should my lifestyle have to change? Why should anything change because I'm married? Why can't he just like the things that I like and go to the places that I want to go? He should just like those things. I worked hard for this. Why should I change? She is out there.
Yeah.
She is out there. And I think all of us can agree that there's no way in HE double hockey sticks this relationship is going to work out. Mm-hmm. And I think spoiler alert, I share the text I sent you that I found out that she's put her dress on sale online. So we know this is not going to work, but I just feel sorry for Gil because Gil is such a good dude. He is just, I don't know what the experts were thinking when they came across this girl. There's no way. The only way she would be happy is the man needs to and someone commented that we don't know how much Gil makes. Yeah. Gil even said that he's very frugal. His friend said that he's cheap. So that tells me Gil doesn't make a lot.
Cheap. He said extremely cheap.
Extremely cheap. So it doesn't matter how much overtime that he's working. He doesn't make enough to keep up with her lifestyle. And so the only type of man that she would do well with is somebody who is equal to her financially or makes more than her financially and is okay with all that doesn't have to go shopping with her. She can still have the lifestyle that she lives, but Gil's not going to be the guy. For the end, the fact that you go a whole day without putting your lips on the man, it's like, what are you telling him? I like the little preview of next week's episode. So you kiss your dog? It's like, well, you won't kiss me. So somebody's
damn right.
got to.
Somebody's got to. I'm a tongue Fido down. And you know how I feel about people kissing dogs, but I'm like, hey, Gil, go for it, bro. Because, I mean, shit, she ain't giving you no play for the next 2 months.
Ever.
But Myrla's friends, when they sat down with him, they sat down with stars and hearts in their eyes and looked at him like, run and take us with you. They know, remember when she started going that bridezilla, they go, uh-oh, here comes the bridezilla. They know this attitude from her. They know what she's about. They're her friends. They know how to ignore her. Bao and Johnny. I like these two. How you feeling about them?
Johnny needs to bow out that he is not going to get any sex ever.
Johnny and Gil are gonna be, get it? Johnny Gil? Hey, look at this. Yeah. Johnny Gil is gonna be at the bar.
Both of them in the same situation. She won't touch me. She won't touch me.
Oh my God.
I mean, I thought the first episode, that first 3-hour episode that I Still Hate You For, I thought, okay, so far this two could have a thing. And I called it. She's had a crush on him since college. So that's why I thought that they were going to have something but she is so not into physical touch. And to the point, like, it's all but a job. Like, when they put the pillows together, it's going to sound like touching. Like, you keep saying it to somebody who told you their love language is like. X. Mm-hmm. Right. And so, like, imagine, like, if a woman says, hey, my love language is gifts, and you're like, I ain't buying you shit.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't buy shit. Okay, but I really like when a guy does nice things. I ain't buying you shit. We good? That's what happened.
But, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Zack and Michaela. Last week, I think Zack must have watched the episode and heard it because Zack found his pants. And he manned up, and to see him actually sitting there and having that conversation and going down, oh yeah, I was this, and then when I got to college, I came into my own and I found my confidence, and I was like, I can see here now, okay, that's the dude that needed to show up there first, because the guy that they were showing in the first 2 episodes, yeah, leave him in those first 2 episodes.
You know, as a recruiter, I judge a lot about people's characters. And I think Zack is like this tech kind of, really smart guy, Renaissance kind of man that they talked about. But I feel like there's something about him that we just don't know yet. Like, you ever just meet somebody, you're like, yeah, so-and-so is cool, but I don't know yet. I just got to keep an eye on him, That's how I feel about Zack. Like, he seems cool, and I really want to genuinely like him. But I've always been nervous of oversharers. Like, whenever you meet somebody for the first time, they just share too much personal stuff about themselves. There's a reason they're doing it, and it's not always genuine. And I feel like he's just been this oversharing emotional mess, and now I feel like, okay, we're gonna find out soon why. But there's just something about him that I'm like, why'd you share all those things? There's a reason you're doing it.
You're getting into it. I like it.
No, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. So we shall see. I want Michaela to be happy. I think those pajamas that Michaela had on, ladies, do that. Do a lot of that.
Let's start there, because that's the next thing. As who's getting someone, we'll start in reverse order. Let's start with Zack and Michaela, since we're right there, because his mama tried to talk Michaela out of giving him the draws by running down everything that he is, and she was just like zoning out.
He's like, a nerd. He's good at math. He solved a Rubik's cube. All the things just trying to dry Michaela all up.
Yeah, but I will say, despite Mama's attempts to not let him get none, I think they are definitely fucking.
I'd agree. I think it is definitely going down. I mean, I'll be honest, those pajamas alone, I was like, get it. And she's been wanting him from the beginning. Before she even said I do, she knew. Like, when they say women know in the first 5 minutes, she knew. By the time she made it to the altar, she was like, it's going down.
That's exactly why in the picture she's like, I was just checking to see what you're working with. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Bao and Johnny, do we even need to say anything about this? Because I think him trying to get her out of that wedding dress foreshadowed their entire sexual future.
Yeah, no, I don't think they sleep together ever. And I think maybe at some point, if that happens, it's out of Bao feeling guilty. And then Johnny's going to be disappointed. And he's like, well, I'm not going to be in a marriage with some boring sex the rest of my life. I don't want to do just missionary. There's other positions.
And the bad thing, I think they would make such a good couple.
They would. They would, in theory, right? If they're going to start a business together, yes. And I get a relationship is a business, but still, no. You got to have the intimacy and the touch. And I just don't see her meeting his physical needs.
And shout out to Donkus, who texted me during the episode and went, why did they have to make the Asian couples room so Asian? They did that to Bao and Johnny. They didn't do any kente cloths in Zack and Michaela's room. No FUBU, no cross colors. Well, thank God, because that shit would have been really bad. But back to the other couple that can't even get a kiss. I think we know where we're going. This Gil and Myrla, are they going to knock it out the first night? All right, never mind. All right, so let's move on. Jose and Rachel. I don't know. I think Jose wants to, but Jose's just kind of weird, and I think Rachel is a little conservative, right? Because she was worried about slow dancing with him in front of her parents. I'm like, girl, you grown. Hey, the parents are not in the room when the doors are closed.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen, but I don't think they're going to sleep together tonight.
I think 50-50 that they actually do it because, yes, of course he wants to. He's definitely attracted to her. I do think she feels the connection to him, but she kept pointing out his personality. And I think she keeps saying that just to remind her, his personality. Brett and Ryan, are they doing it?
I'm going to go on a limb here and say yes, because I think Brett is very on the liberal side that she could be like, yeah, it's just, we're married now. We might as well.
She hasn't even had a kiss in 2 years.
All right. So she's definitely,
ready? Okay. Gotcha.
Thirsty. Yeah. It's been a long time. It's been, you know how it is when you haven't eaten all day and it's like 6 o'clock and you're like, I just need to eat. And you don't care what's in the refrigerator. Next thing you know, you're making some weird kind of sandwich that you never would have thought of. And it was delicious. So Brett, I think, is just hungry. Ryan, on the other hand, is just horny. And what it's weird because I feel like if Brett doesn't sleep with him, I'm wondering what's going to happen. And then does she have to put the lotion on the skin? Like, what is Ryan going to make her do? Because he's crazy. He's just crazy.
You know he's crazy because she comes out. She's like, oh. Because he's sitting in there with no shirt on, not even a wife beater, not anything. He's got no shirt on, and to the point that she's like, "Do you have on any underwear?" You know.
I think for Brett, it's one thing to say this is how I look without makeup tonight, but this is really how she looks all the time. Getting made up was for the show. And if you've ever been anywhere, which I know you have, been to bars that are country bars and a lot of two-stepping going on, those girls don't go in there without their makeup on and their starched up shirt and the buckle and the tight jeans. Like, there's a look. And I feel like Brett's just more like, it's whatever.
Yeah. Well, and he likes it the first night. I think they may actually get it on because...
He likes it the first night because he's horny.
Even though he did say he does prefer it like that. And but it's
Have you ever said anything just to say it just so you can have sex with somebody?
All right. So let's see as we move on to the next portion of the show. Way too early predictions. Who's going to stay together and who's not going to make it? Let's start, again, order of appearance, Brett and Ryan.
Not going to make it.
I'm right there with you. I don't think they're going to make it. Again, because he's a serial killer and she does not like country music, hunting, or anything. So, I just think they're not going to make it. Jose and Rachel.
Jury's still out. I think she comes from the traditional Hispanic family where you figure out a way to make it work. You're married.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. So I don't want to say they're not going to make it, but I'm not 100% sold that they are.
Everything for them so far has been 50-50, right? Like he had these high standards. Then she comes out looking better than he expected, and we find out he's insecure about himself. And then she pretty much tells him, yeah, you're not attractive. I just like your personality, right? And then he goes and has this, let me show you how macho and manly I am. And he straight talked himself out the drawers. And then she sits down with his mom and dad, and his mom tried to make her give up the drawers. Like, hey, make sure when you go in there with my son, you laid on him. Y'all are married, drink some liquor, and fuck the shit out my son.
Yeah. Give it to him, mija. Give it to him.
And part of why I don't think they're going to make it, though, is I think that he's not going to be able to get over the fact that she's not really attracted to him. And I think that's playing with his ego. And you know how fragile the male ego is. He's never going to let it go. And it's going to come back again and again and again. So I'm going to say, yeah, I don't think they're going to make it.
I think she is attracted to him. I think she is attracted to him. It's just he's stuck on that one line. And he's resorting back to his immaturity of, I'm going to act an ass because you don't think I'm attractive, but I'm going to show you how badass I am type of personality. So we'll see. Unless one of her brothers is available, and then, that could be on the table.
See, now, why would you go there? See? As we go to Gil and Myrla, first of all, I would say Myrla's a killjoy, and Gil's boys aren't there for it at all. And they really meant it when they said, speaking of the devil. I was like, God, if that line ever fit. And speaking of the devil was a person.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that they show footage of Gil's boys and like, Gil, dude, no. It's not going to work.
Too late. They're married now.
Oh, true, but they don't have to stay married. They're not married forever. They can just ride this out, milk it out for social media likes.
And the money.
And the money. Mm-hmm. And then go your separate ways. But no, it's not going to work.
Bao and Johnny, I think I know where you're going on this.
Not going to work. Bao can't change. I mean, she's set in her ways. She is who she is. Think about when we were in our 30s. If you were never an affectionate, touchy-feely person and you're already into your 30s, that's just who you are. And she said it's low, like low on the totem pole for her. And for Johnny, it's like number one on his list. You can't go from touch is not that important to me, but because I'm married now, I'm going to act like a freak in the sheets all the time around this man. And you don't, that's not your thing. She's going to have to fake it, and she can't do that.
Okay. I got to be careful how I say this because I am a married man now. Okay.
Oh. Go ahead.
But all it takes is the right person to break somebody out of that shell, right? Because just because of somebody's insecurities in themselves doesn't mean that they can't and won't do And if he is as patient with her as he has been so far, which she's liking the fact that he's patient. Yeah, she's not gonna break down. He's not gonna break down those walls the first day, the first week, maybe not even the first month. But because everything else is there, I think she ends up falling for him in a manner, because he falls for her, as you can see from the previews for the season. I think that she does, and I like them. And I think you say, oh, she's just going to be missionary. The right combination of two people can bring. Okay, so you've never unlocked the key. I get it. All right, you've never unlocked the key.
No.
That explains a whole lot. A whole lot.
No, you're missing. You're missing. And I appreciate the dig there, but you're missing my point. What I'm saying is there are certain people out there in this world that the physical is not important to them. They don't get it. It's not a motivator.
The right person could turn that
No,
shit.
there are certain people.
You.
No, everybody does not have a freak button that somebody just has to find the way to press it. There are certain people that physical is not them. It's not their thing. It's not their motivator. And so they need to find somebody who physical is not that other person's motivator either. For Johnny, it's so important for him because it makes him have faith in the relationship. If this person is touchy, feely, handsy, affectionate, that gives him confidence that the relationship is working and she likes me. And because she doesn't do that, that's going to be the problem. And then once Johnny finally does sleep with her and it's terrible, he's not going to stay, because we have all been there where you slept with somebody and it was awful and you're like, oh my God, this is not going to work, because I'm not a teacher. I can't train you how to do this, do the things I like. I've said it. I've explained it. It happens. So
look, have you ever met somebody who wasn't into PDA, but they wanted PDA with you? The changes can happen. It can happen.
No.
And I'm just taking it PG-13 because, again, I'm a married man, so I'm just going to say this.
I only date people that like PDA. I won't date somebody that doesn't like PDA.
I only date people who like PDA and dogs so I can rub their bellies.
I want to be walking with you in the mall and we can kiss each other in front of everybody. Let them hoes know. Take it.
And them hoes are like, yeah, keep them.
Maybe. But
Zack and Michaela, are they going to make it?
I want them to. But like I said, there's just something about Zack. Don't know.
Shit, there's something about Michaela. Did you see the way she slammed that door? She tried to knock the hinges off that mother. She tried to push the door through the frame. and here's the crazy thing about it. She was being held back. And she still got the force from her fingertips to... Michaela, and this is the thing... Michaela's a firecracker, and you can see that in a great way. But the thing about those firecrackers in a great way is there's another side to that shit. If you leave it in your hand too long,
I know. Ever since I saw Michaela, I was trying to think, like, you ever look at somebody and they just remind you of a song? There's something about them that a song pops in your head. It finally hit me today when I saw the previews of her being angry, the angry Michaela.
I think I know what you're going with.
Come home late. Seems you barely beat this. Heard it all before.
Okay, Sunshine Anderson.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go with Buck Cherry, but okay, cool. I like that you went with Sunshine Anderson instead of not Buck Cherry. So
smelling like some fragrance that I don't eat. Now I can see her just being pissed. So whatever, he's done something that pissed her off, according to the preview. So I can't wait to see what that is. But there's still something about Zack I just don't know.
And think about when she was like, the last time he asked her, when's the last relationship? And, for 364 days, when was that? Oh, 2017. Oh, so you haven't, well, just, and she just kind of blew that off. Not saying that, because I told you, I even said this.
She had that cuddy buddy.
She had a cuddy buddy, and that cuddy buddy, but she told the girls she cut them off. She cut him off once she found out that she was being matched. But I think she cut him off after one last ride.
Well, of course, you got to get one more in, and then you give yourself 2 weeks to make sure that, your cycle's good. You got, no STDs, whatever. So, yeah, you get one more in. Hey, we got to say goodbye. Let's just kiss. Yeah. She got one more in.
And put it behind the glass, because in case of emergency.
Yeah. And you know what he said is like, it's okay, baby. If it don't work out, I'm still here for you.
I'll be right here.
And he knows. He does. She'll be back. Yeah.
Indeed.
90 days from now, she'll get that text message. Sup?
Hey, stranger.
Yeah, hey, stranger.
Hey, big head.
Yeah.
I'm excited for what this season. It looks like it's going to be an interesting season because everybody's got the drama. I love that Gil is going to bring the shade immediately and give it to Myrla. It looks like, you know, we're going to see some shit happening from everybody. So it's going to be an exciting season. Go ahead and tell me how excited you are about it because I know you are.
Does my face show the excitement that I have right now?
You know,
Yeah.
I know you're trying to hide it. I know.
No,
I can see.
I'm not excited. This is stupid. But I'm doing it because I'm a man of my word. Mm-hmm. And I was voluntold that I had to do this. And so fine. I will give up 2 damn hours a week of my life, not counting the time for us to record the show, but 2 hours just to watch this crap. I'll do it. That's just fine. But the next show that we pick, my choice.
Oh boy, I'm in trouble already. I can tell.
Oh, I'm gonna figure it. I'll find something.
I know you will. But you know what? I'll be right there with you. Why? Because Handmaid's Tale. We ride together.
We're gonna watch Handmaid's Tale. Did you see that?
We die together.
Blessed be the fruit.
Bad boys for life. I'm Yonni Rude.
I'm Just Terryl.
Follow us at Yonni Rude, at Just Terryl, and at RGRTPod.